He's a crow. I mean, maybe it doesn't look like a crow. It's what my interpretation of a crow. It's actually from a drawing that I did. I liked the drawing and decided to make a sculpture out of it. I love the solitude. I love the water. It's always changing. It almost vibrates with history. Something's here. This is a very peaceful place. People have told me that lived here before I lived here. You feel at ease here. I mean, the house isn't in very good shape. I don't have a lot of money. I'm not going to fix it up. I'm just in the perfect spot to be out of town, but pretty close to town. I don't consider myself a folk artist anymore. I think I've moved way beyond that and still developing my art. You know, it's constantly changing and growing, and I really think that's wonderful. It's really great for my head. I finally found one of the best things I do. This is a spirit painting. This is like a spirit in the creek, kind of the creek that I live on, and she's returning to the bay. And that's fun to do. They have all these little dots that I do with my electric pen. Saved me a lot of work and a lot of time. She's a spirit, half in the water, half out of it. I've got insects in it, there's little animals. The tide's going out and she's going out with the tide.
We met Mo when we moved to the shore, and he was in a gallery and had this flamingo sculpture that was just too funny for words. And then I think about 6 months later, he invited us to his house for lunch. Maybe he just invited me because he's into girls more than boys and girls. And I thought, man, we've made it. We have made it to the shore. Mo invited us to his house for lunch. And he's one of our very best friends. He's just a wonderful human being and an incredibly talented artist. But what he's going to come up with tomorrow, I don't know. He does crows and fish and birds and naked women and cows and horses and Abraham Lincoln several times a year. What the hell that's about, I have no idea.
I've lived here for 23 years. When I was a child, I lived on the eastern shore of Maryland on the seaside on a farm in a very rural area. And I lived there till I was 5 years old. Our driveway must have been like 2 miles long, and I didn't have any children to play with. We had pigs and ducks, and my father made baskets in a town called Snow Hill. The farm was right on the bay, and you could see the barrier islands because it was really far out. We moved to Philadelphia when I was 5, and my father went into the family business. Yeah, and I was thrown in from this country upbringing to Center City, Philadelphia, and I was supposed to go out and meet children. I mean, I was scared to death of children. And it took me it took me a long time to get, to get accustomed to dealing with other kids. And I think that affects me today. Maybe that's why I live here.
How delicate and humble, and the strength that he is able to find and create, and then he can just turn around and make these sculptures that are unbelievable. The delicateness of how you'd work. It blows my mind.
I don't like compliments.
Basically, I have this altar to mow. And his carvings, and then the whimsy of the paintings, and they're magical. That's how I think of his work.
I find it fascinating that Mo kind of operates on a spectrum, and I would put it in the genius category. And what he can bring out of the subtleties of wood or paper with his large hands and yet delicate touch is exquisite. I love it all.
It comes to me in dreams, and it just happens to pop into my mind. If I try to work at it, it doesn't work usually. They call it writer's block. I don't get writer's block it'll probably happen to me, but I just have something to do all the time, which can be kind of annoying too. But I've learned how to deal with that. And it's still, if you're not working, you're not completely full or happy. Writers and other artists have always come to the shore because it's cheap to live and it's beautiful. People don't know about it. They drive down to Cape Hatteras and they pass through the shore on Route 13, and that's not the real shore. That's just what you see from the highway. We have the ocean and the barrier islands on one side, and we have the Chesapeake Bay on the other side. Sometimes it's lonely. During this pandemic, it got real quiet out here. I don't have as many visitors as I used to. The solitude can get to you. I usually have a dog. I don't have a dog now. Or I have a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend now. But that'll change, I hope.
I very much love art. Many of my friends are artists. I am always thinking, what is art? What makes art different than anything else? Currently, to me, it's about ideas. And certainly Mo qualifies for that. His art is about ideas, and the question is, okay, what idea is he going to have today? What I love is he makes his living doing art. Mo gets up every day and paints, sculpts, whatever he decides to do, little, big, and that's his life. It's remarkable to know somebody like that, who's so close to you, who's the real deal.
I'm going to take this down in case the wind comes up.